Hello, everyone, and welcome. It is Overtalks. I'm joined tonight with a very special guest. He's known as Fear the Casper, one of my moderators on the server. Casper.
Hi everyone.
So, for tonight's subject is the Overwatch 2 beta, second beta, as well as the changes changes from now new to last, and as well as discussing the last 2 months of Overwatch 1. So, as we both played the newest beta and everything that has to do with it, this being the second week it's been out, what are your initial thoughts on how it's going so far?
Honestly, it's not bad. I played a lot of Junker Queen when she first came out. She is she is good. She is in like a good spot. I feel like maybe a little bit more damage, but
Now, I will say, in terms of her reveal trailer, she seemed a lot more powerful than she actually is.
yeah, she definitely
she
seems
she had
more
all the
powerful.
she had all the right tools to be really overpowered on debut. Not that overpowered, surprisingly. However, I feel she's in a similar issue to Hog is in right now, where she doesn't have any armor, and the only thing she has going for her is overhealth, gained back on hit, but it's less than Reaper's, so it's a good and a bad thing. You gotta be
Yeah,
pretty close. I'd say her biggest drawback right now is she doesn't have any way to close the gap.
she
Every
has
tank, every tank has some way to either close the gap or mitigate it. So like, I think Sigma's the only one that doesn't have any way to close a gap, but he has a rock so he can stun you to mitigate it, or he can stun you to get closer to close it.
the really only thing that she has to kind of close that gap is Gracie when it's hits on an enemy, it pulls you closer.
It,
That's really the only thing, but
I did
there
notice
is
that,
nothing else.
but what I don't care for is it pulls them closer, but it doesn't pull them close enough to be meat shot. It pulls
Yeah,
them close, but it doesn't pull them to meat shot territory like Roadhog, which makes me wonder why did you include a hook mechanic similar to Roadhog, but you made it half? Sure,
yeah,
she has a buff which I enjoy. The buff really can save you in some instances with overhealth. What I don't like in Overwatch 2 though is I don't like the change that overhealth doesn't save you from bomb.
yeah,
Pre Overwatch 1, you got shield or temporary shield, which is the same thing as overhealth kind of, and it would eat away at your health. And if you popped Lucio B and you hit it, you would be left with half health if you popped it right when the bomb went off, or if you didn't, less than half, which is still recoverable from. Now it's they explode and everyone's dead. Doesn't matter if you pop beat or not, which makes me think that Lucio is no longer a defensive ult. It's just an ult. It's
yeah,
it's it's a buffer now, which in terms of ult economy, we only have in terms of support ults, there is only now two defensive ults that you can use. The first defensive ult is Zenyatta's, which is the ultimate defensive ult, and the second one now is Mercy's. That's it.
yeah,
And Mercy's isn't really a defensive ult; it's a medium. It's mid range. It can be either one, and so really you only have Zenyatta, which is aggravating, to say the least.
yeah. But with Joker Queen coming out, Zenyatta's ultimate is just it's not like you can't use Zenyatta against a Joker Queen. You're going to get countered even if you use
Oh,
transcend.
I would beg to differ, but um, so my whole thing is that while Zenyatta's ultimate can be negated, the same thing with an anti, I'd say it's the same way of like baiting out a hook when you want to use like Sigma ult or whatever. You bait the hook out and then use Sig ult. I think you gotta
Right.
bait a Junker Queen ult and then use Zenyatta, or use Zenyatta instead of pushing with a Zenyatta ult. Make Zenyatta ult the save, like an absolute defense, like last stand,
Like last minute.
like last stand, or you make it to either you pop it really early to push in to mitigate as much damage as possible before the Junker Queen hits, and then your ult is over with by the time she hits you, or you pop it at last minute.
Yeah. Like I'm not sure like what is still the best, support ultimate to kind of
I would say now,
counteract the Junker.
right now, the best support ultimate I can think of. So in terms of ultimates, I'd say fuck Junker Queen. So her whole thing. So my whole thoughts on Junker Queen. Playing her, playing her is fun, but she has a lot of issues that Hog and Monkey have. Monkey Overwatch One had no armor, so you can't resist, and tank still hurts you just as hard. And she does not do well as a single tank. Same thing as Roadhog. Roadhog and her do not do well as a single tank, playing as a main tank. I should preface that. If you play Hog on the flank, you'll be absolutely okay. Same with her. But if you try to play them through the main choke area, you're you're just gonna die straight up. You're gonna be overwhelmed and
Yeah.
die. And that's where I feel she doesn't quite fit. She would really go well in Overwatch 1, making a great secondary tank as a great supportive to your main one. I feel like she would almost replace Zarya as like the best secondary in like a. But in open queue she's fantastic because you can get like a Reinhardt and like a Junker Queen or a Roadhog Junker Queen and have it be where they essentially have almost the same abilities, but they can cover each other's weaknesses.
Yeah, definitely.
So she's really good in open queue, really bad in roll queue.
Yeah.
I'd say she really starts to function on a Rolling Stone comp, where you get the ball rolling and you just keep continuously rolling. She doesn't do that well in Brawl, because she doesn't have that much sustain on her own. And generally speaking, I feel tanks that counter Junker Queen, Doomfist and Reinhardt. Reinhardt can just swing on her and throw a fire strike at her and just counter her altogether. He has enough
Mhm.
armor and health to be able to survive and shield. And Doomfist can just punch her into a wall, slap her, block anything she throws, and then dive her team from behind.
I actually, in my opinion, I honestly would say like your two tank picks, which was Reinhardt and Doomfist. I definitely agree with that. But I'm also going to add in Arisa, possibly Zarya or Roadhog.
I don't say Orisa simply because Orisa is like a neutral fight against a Junker Queen. You can halt, making it so she can't pull you in. You can fire at her and she can fire at you, but the range that Orisa's bullets are effective at is the range that Junker Queen gets over health at. In the range that you only have a spear, or you have like your spear twirl to block. Orisa, I don't think is that great against Junker Queen. It's like you're not good, but you're not bad either. You're just not really doing
It's
anything.
like in the middle. It's in the
So I wouldn't
middle.
say it's good. It's a neutral territory. Roadhog, I don't think is good at Junker Queen, simply because Junker Queen can make a lot. She fucks Roadhog over by having that overhealth there. She can just keep whittling away at him until he can't do anything because he's not getting any ult off her.
Yeah, but like definitely in like
Monkey
not
though,
long range.
Monkey though, I feel has the best options because Monkey has now a long range option that he can take her out as, but also his shield and his bigger ammo reserve make it so that she can't really her overhealth doesn't mean anything. His constant damage on her, as well as damage to her team, makes it so that she can't single herself out to a 1v1 with him. She either has to fight him with her whole team and die with her team, or she has to kick him on 1v1. And in a 1v1 scenario, the monkey wins.
That's what I feel about like the Roadhog Zarya Orisa pick, because if you're basically playing with the team, then you can chunk her down to low health, get that elimination.
Yeah, but I'm saying like on a purely tank to tank, tank versus
Yeah,
tank,
yeah,
Orisa is not good.
I do see
Roadhog
the
is
point.
not good. On a tank to tank, Monkey can outbeat her. Ryan can beat her. In terms of DPS, I think the best counter to her is oddly enough splash damage, not hit scan. Splash damage, just like a shield break, fucks her over, similar because she has overhealth. And when she gains that overhealth, well, it fucks her over. She can't take advantage of it.
Right.
That's her version of a shield. In terms of supports, Zenyatta is your best pick. Zenyatta, one, because you can put a Discord on her, mitigating the overhealth altogether. But two, Zenyatta, oh my fucking god, he does so much damage now.
He's broken.
His Discord got a buff, and he does a lot of damage now. His orbs are faster. He's just better.
And on top of that, if any DPS or dive tank will come at you, oh yeah, you could just melee them and push them back. That's it. There's nothing too out the ordinary. It's just a Lucio boop off of cool without a cooldown. Just kick him away.
Which I think for Zen is nice, because he's so slow.
He definitely needed that. I it's it's good, and he's in a good spot now, especially with that extra, um,
I
that.
think I think the worst healer for Overwatch 2 in general is Ana and Mercy.
Okay, which brings me to another point. I feel like Junker Queen and Mercy work.
No, Junker Queen and Mercy work for the similar issue that Reinhardt and Mercy can technically work. The thing is because again, Roadhog and Junker Queen are just bigger DPS.
Like,
She she can help them survive a lot longer than a normal DPS can. What I'm saying is though is your worst support picks are Mercy. One, healing overall hasn't gotten nerfed per se. It's just that with the increased damage that you're taking, healing got nerfed inadvertently. And because of that, honest to God, Mercy's not that great anymore. Simply because you're having to heal your whole team up pretty consecutively a lot. And to be able to do it from Mercy, just her flying around makes her an easy target to pick off. In a firefight where there's increased damage, you just can't survive as long.
yeah,
And with the auto jump or whatever it is, it makes you fly into the sky as soon as you get to someone. So if they have a soldier, you just popped your little head over the wall, and the soldier just shot you off the face of the earth.
yeah,
But beyond the little bugs and glitches, Mercy's just not very good right now because you have one less tank. You're not getting that much healing off her, and if she's damage boosting, that's all you're doing. But you're either damage boosting DPS or damage boosting the tank, and if the tank isn't very DPS heavy, So like Roadhog, Orisa, Junker Queen, or like Diva, then you have to damage boost your DPS. And most of the time, the DPS right now are mostly not hit scan because hit scan, while it is good, is not as great as it used to be because oddly enough, without shields, hit scan is not that great anymore because people aren't running Pharah and Echo, and they're also not running a lot of other DPS that are susceptible to hit scan. They're just running your Junkrats, your Symmetras, the occasional Sombra, your Reapers, that kind of thing. Maybe you'll see McCree, but you won't ever see like a soldier.
I haven't really been seeing the soldier or recruit recently, but I have been seeing a lot of Ash and Widow, like the one
I
pick,
think I
potentials.
think I think the reason that is because Ash now has a one shot. She can one shot headshot you, and you don't see that many widows anymore because Ash can one shot you from a short range and long range with a headshot. Long range with a headshot, short range body shot brings you down to almost no health, and then you can be headshotted or body shotted from there. And damage boosted body shot kills you instantly.
Yeah,
So with Widowmaker, there's really no use for a Widowmaker. And Soldier, well, there's no use for a Soldier either, because why do that when Ash and McCree can now one-shot a Pharah with a damage boost? Why settle for Soldier now? The issue beforehand is Soldier had more bullets, so he could technically take her out faster when you had to, like, pump 3 to 4 shots into her. But now you can just take her out in 2, or 1 headshot.
yeah.
So there's not really a need for it anymore. Also, in terms of healers, the other reason why I say Ana is your worst healer is because Ana requires you to aim at individual targets, and healing is inadvertently nerfed. Same issue as Mercy. While you are at longer ranges and you can heal from longer ranges, you're so susceptible to being dove, and the only option you have to defend yourself is asleep.
Yep.
That's it. That's why Zenyatta is being played so much, is because Zenyatta can throw his orb at someone, heal them for probably just as much as the Mercy can, and do so from a pretty long distance, discord someone from a long distance. He has the ability to boop someone back and discord them at will to do extra damage. It's just like he's a no-brainer
It's
now.
nuts. It's nuts. Like
Uh, I'd
anybody could
say
play him at a good
I'd say
level.
Bap is another good choice. Lucio is a really good choice. Zen Lucio isn't a bad option anymore, simply because you know
And
Zen is so flexible and great now.
on top of that, having that just one tank, you don't have to deal with, double shield or Ryan Zarya. You don't have to deal with that anymore. You can just pick, just just go free. Like any comp works basically.
Okay, so enough of our ramblings. Let's go down the line and give our thoughts on all the tanks, all the DPS, and all the support. So let me pull up the list here. Actually, I can just go into my server since I have a list there. One moment, getting my list up.
All right.
Where are you? There it is. Okay, starting off, I'll just go down a list and we'll give our thoughts. So Zenyatta we think is broken, right?
Yes, without a doubt.
Zenyatta fucking broken. Zarya.
Zarya, in my opinion, I feel like she's not as great as the other tanks. She she can still do a lot of damage,
Zarya
but
feels weaker only because even though damage is increased, damage is really, how do I put it? you can't get a lot of charge for some reason. Like
There's
either your bubbles have to be really focused, and you gotta pay really deep attention at who's getting hit.
that, and also her just having those two bubbles. I'm gonna put quotation marks on that. I think Overwatch 1 Zarya is better than Overwatch 2 Zarya, in my opinion. I was thinking about it earlier, and like that 1-to-1 ratio where you can use a ally bubble and then you just have like either a self bubble or use it for another ally. I I generally just don't like it. I don't think she's really good.
Well, aren't the bubbles shorter now?
The bubbles are shorter, but like it I just don't think Zarya's in a good spot at all.
Okay. Um, Wrecking Ball.
He has armor too.
I don't know. Wrecking Ball. He's fine. He's fine.
Yeah. He's in the middle.
Winston is so not overpowered, just annoying. He's just
He's
fucking annoying.
he's just annoying.
He's a nuisance. He's not gonna. He hasn't killed me outright yet, and he hasn't made my life absolute hell. He's just made it really annoying.
And it's really hard to really like focus him. On top of that, his shield is now just it's it's better. It's not just like, oh, 3 shots in it and it's broken. It's really good.
But
And he also
it's
has a
probably a
relic.
good thing that he's. I would prefer him to be annoying than worthless.
Yeah, that is true.
Widowmaker's worthless.
If you're looking for, that one shot potential, yes, she's good. But in other cases, yeah, no, she's not good.
Well, I mean, other DPS now can do a one-shot potential and do
It
it more consistently
true,
without having to charge
true,
it up.
true.
Like Ash is like a Diet Widow right now.
Yeah.
Tracer, fucking annoying.
Tracer is will always
Un
be annoying.
God, no, she's ungodly annoying now because of her higher damage. Is like you just
You
cannot.
can one you can just one clip everybody.
Torbjorn is overpowered. He shreds tanks now.
And
Like,
then also that overload buff.
well, the
Just
overload buff is great. One, your Torb turret locks on and shoots and damage shields, which is great. But two, you do so much fucking damage with your shotgun blast now. I've
yeah,
walked up to a diva point blank, boom, her whole health bar is gone. Boom, second shot, she's dead. She
yeah,
gets demeched. Roadhog, 2 shots. Monkey, 3 shots. It's ridiculous.
yeah.
Um, Symmetra.
Symmetra is in a very bad spot.
Yeah, she's not real great. Her turrets don't really slow down as much anymore. Her turrets, while they do slow down, they don't do a lot of damage.
And
And
then on
there's
top
not
of
there's not a lot of shields anymore. There's only 2 shields out of the entire game: Monkey and Reinhardt. There is well, no, 3 shields. Sorry, Sigma, but Sigma's shield is lesser.
yeah,
So Sigma's shield got nerfed into the ground, so it's not going to have it out a lot. You can't charge off it, and you can't charge off a Rhine shield anymore, and you really can't charge off a Monkey shield anymore. So you're kind of stuck out high and dry.
you just can't get like a high energy charge at all. Like
Sombra,
it takes so long.
Sombra's next. She's good.
She's in a good spot, yes.
Soldier 76, meh. He's not
I'd
he's not
say
bad, but he's not great either.
he's in the middle.
Sigma, oh god, Sigma's in a great spot.
Sigma is best tank by far.
Survive forever.
Yep.
Roadhog, bad. Not good.
Roadhog, Roadhog is in the
Sad
middle.
times. No, sad. He's not. He's not in. No, he's not in the middle. He's in a bad spot right now.
For me, I'm still I'm the Roadhog player,
I
so
know what you mean, but like, I'm a Reinhardt player, and I know Ryan was in a bad spot beforehand. Roadhog is in a terrible spot right now. He only so like Roadhog. Here's what Roadhog has. Okay, what did Roadhog get as an extra? Oh, if you're missing 50 points of health and you use your heal, which I don't know why you would do that in the first place, you get 50 over health. Oh, joyous occasion, so much, and it decreases in the next 3 seconds. What's that? They also took away his damage resistance on his heal. So
yeah,
you're not
he can
really
be
having that.
shredded.
So you're not really having that anymore. Oh, what's that? Also, he has no armor, and he's fat and slow with a giant hitbox, and his hook has a shorter reach, and it's just like, wow,
The only good thing
wow,
that the only good thing I do have to say about him is that you can use hook or heal in full. I am
yeah.
excited.
But I would rather have Overwatch One Hog with a channel ultimate and have the goodness of him than, oh, my ultimate got buffed, but everything else got nerfed.
Yeah, yeah. Overwatch 1 and the Hog is still obsolete.
So next up is Reinhardt. Reinhardt isn't good now. His health and armor got buffed. His shield got buffed. His charge has smoother control, although I think it turns a little bit too easy.
Yeah, it's like
I can tap it
playing
right or
go
left, and
kart.
I go wow, sharp
It,
turn.
it's go kart, right?
Um, I don't mind the double fire strikes. Good coverage. Ryan is just really good, and
I
his hammer strike does so much fucking damage now. It is ridiculous.
I feel like his fire strike has less damage.
No, it does. It's instead of okay, so it's 140 put together as one shot. Okay, and when they split it up, each does 80 damage now.
Oh gosh.
So if you hit both, it's 160, but it's 80 damage for each.
Uh, I, I I don't know. Like
It's
I don't
honestly,
know how
it's
I feel
honestly,
about it.
it's honestly pretty good, all things considered. Because like you shoot it, and you can shoot it down a corridor. You can shoot both of them on different sides so that they get hit either way, and it builds up your ult crazy fucking fast, like from 10 to 50. It's amazing.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, next up, Reaper, middle of the road.
yeah. He's metal.
Orisa, good, not overpowered anymore. Her blasts really heat up now, so like her gun, she can't fire as long. Her she doesn't move as fast, and overall, I think she's more balanced than what she was before.
Definitely a really good rework though. I do gotta say that.
Moira's not so great anymore, though.
I'll save that towards the end of the list.
No, Moira's next.
Oh, well, okay. More just got a patch note that just went through. Uh, there is no necrotic orb anymore called an enfeebling orb. Basically, they replaced the damage biotic orb, and this is separate between the healing orb with a cooldown of 16 seconds. You can fire a projectile that explodes with a 3 meter radius of impact of enemy or environment. Deals 40 impact damage and 10 explosion damage.
Why? Wait, so how are you supposed to gain resource
This
back?
this is the only way you can get resource on your heals is by damaging. That's it.
That's
Just a
so
normal regular.
fucking stupid.
But this is the awakened ability that they're reworking on. And I just looked at a video. Moira can survive a diva bomb with 25 health left over. So if you threw a
What does it give her
and
health?
no, it doesn't give anything. It's just a weakened effect. So ultimates or just outright damage will be nerfed for like 4 seconds.
That's so dumb. That's
It is
so
dumb,
fucking dumb.
but I
No,
think I
no,
like this.
no. I think it's dumb simply because they turned something into what was so simplistic and simple and easy to understand into what
I
is
mean,
this fucking D&D abilities now? What did I gain a new feat when I leveled up?
I don't like how you have to aim with Moira. Like, just please. I don't want to aim anymore. Just give us back the old Moira.
Well, because what I liked about Moira is I can send my orb out and it will damage slowly, but it doesn't do a lot of damage. It just does a little bit of damage over time, very slowly, and it gives me back resource. It's really easy, really nice, really simple.
Yeah.
It didn't
Um,
need to be like, oh, now the only way you can gain resource back is by attacking things with your regular ability for attacking, which we also decrease the range on, which if you do try to engage an opponent will most likely kill you.
yeah.
So, great. So now we have another person with a debuff ability on damage. So, I'm going to say this and it's going to be an unpopular opinion. I want stuns back. No,
I
like, listen, hear me out. So, like, stuns, while they are bad, they're just a stun. That's it, a stun. You can avoid them if you're not in range.
bro.
Debuffing, I feel, is worse than a stun because once you're debuffing things, they have so many debuff abilities now that it's a little too much now. Now we're in the same issue we were with stuns now. There's so many buffs and debuffs, but there's no crowd control. So games go by lickety split, but the debuffs aren't harsh enough, or when they are stacked on, it doesn't do shit because they can still kill you rather quickly.
Right, right.
They're just killing you. The way that I like to look at it is you took Overwatch 2, you gave them a debuff. Okay, now they're just hitting you with normal Overwatch 1 damage, which is still going to hurt quite a bit. So they didn't really do it. It's not like a harsh debuff. It's just, oh, I kicked you in the shin, now you're bruised.
Yeah. I do if they were going to bring back stuns, which 100% I don't think they're going to bring back stuns.
No,
Um,
they won't.
but if they did bring back stuns, give us, you know, actually give us Brick stun. I don't think Brick stun was overpowered at
No,
all.
don't give Brick stun. No, give McCree a stun back. I'm okay with
Yeah,
McCree. I'm
yeah,
okay with McCree having a stun. I don't like Brig having a stun because Brig is just a whole other issue. When she has a stun, she had too much in her kit to have a stun. Give Kree a stun, and that's it.
yeah. I actually
Make
do
it
agree.
make it a special thing to McCree.
But
The
please,
same thing that's with Ana and her bio grenade. That's special to Ana. Now
bro,
I'm gonna get into that when we get to tanks, but next up is Mercy.
Mercy just got a tiny. Uh, I don't even know what to call this. I don't like it. Just give us back the old Guardian Angel.
What happens?
Like,
What do they do?
so the Guardian Angel, you no longer launch upward when you basically press spacebar. She has a now the ability to have a meter, like, or no, let me reread that. She has the ability now with a meter. you charge up Guardian Angel. It is when it's active, canceling the ability to jump while she launches into a direction she's facing. Basically, you can go forward or backwards, but you can't really launch up
Wait, so
or
hold on. So if I'm Guardian Angel is her ultimate, right?
right.
So Guardian Angel is her ultimate, and what you're saying is she can't fly.
Well, okay, not the Mercy Ultimate.
Can you
It's
can you
just
send me a link to the patch note?
yeah. I'll send it. And there you go.
Patch notes.
It's literally the. I think it's the first thing, the very first thing.
July
But
11th.
I don't like this at all.
Okay,
Just
so as a
give
previous
us.
iteration, Guardian Angel led control player overall.
I'm actually testing it out right now. I don't like it.
Is Guardian Angel her ability to dash to someone?
Yeah, that's the dash.
I think this is a good change because automatically jumping is dumb. I hated that.
I just started. I know it took me years to do it, but I started learning how to finally do the mercy jump in Overwatch 1.
Can you still do a mercy jump?
I don't see like a possibility of me doing it in Overwatch 2 with this little patch. Like I can't go up in the air. Like you might have like a little hop, but that's really a bit about it. But you can go forwards or backwards with pressing spacebar.
Wait, so Biotic Orb is the new healing orb, right?
Biotic Orb is just the healing orb, and the Necrotic is now the new weakening ability.
So they decreased her self healing from 24 to 20, and they increased her cooldown for Fade to 7 seconds. So they nerfed her, is what you're telling me. They just nerfed her. Said,
They nerfed
here's a new
her.
ability and a nerf. Congratulations.
They nerfed her, but also kind of a tiny buff.
I don't know, man. I don't see why they need to like be changing simple shit. Also, I think it's dumb. The previous iteration of Guardian Angel led to less control of player overall, often much immersing into danger without a resurrection range. This is version. What do you mean out of resurrection range? You would always dive to the person you were going to.
Yeah, I
What do
don't
you
know how.
mean? How much fucking weed are they smoking? How much crack are they inhaling?
I don't know how I feel about the Mercy thing. Just give us back the old Mercy.
Blizzard, why? Blizzard, why do you do this? You you make good changes and then you change really simple shit that didn't need anything.
I feel like I don't know how I feel about the Warner change, but I am willing to try it.
I'm willing to try it, but I don't agree with it. Next up is Lucio.
Lucio is in a good spot.
He also got nerfed though, which I don't enjoy. His speed boost got
But
nerfed.
yeah, I don't like the speed boost
Like
nerf.
he's slower now. He's so slow. The only way you gain any speed is by riding walls. And granted, you go normal speed when you ride a wall, but it's like riding a wall doesn't matter anymore because if I have speed boost on, I go the same speed that I would go riding a wall when I go to heal.
Yeah, yeah.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Which I on top of that, you can stack the speed boost almost because with the Junker Queen. Um, what is it called? War or something? I can't remember.
Next up is Junkrat. He's good.
Dude, his buff that they gave him, it just he's in a really good spot.
They buff Junkrat?
Yes, he buffed his Let me see. I think it was the speed on his concussion mines, if I'm not mistaken. Those got buffed. Um, let's see. Let me try to see if I can find. But
Okay, so I'm looking at the full list of changes here. So armor health reduced from 350 to 300. Health increased from, so they increased his health.
or
They
maybe it was
nerfed
just,
Winston.
or maybe it was
They.
just his frag launcher
I don't
of
understand why
one.
Seismic Slam doesn't slow down enemies anymore.
I think they were trying to get turn away from that because I felt like it was a
Well,
good thing.
now, okay, so great. Now Doomfist has so little damage that he can do for no payoff.
Yeah, I I feel like they should give the slow enemies thing like, but on top of that,
I found it. His frag launcher has
it
increased size
increased like,
increased to it's a projectile size, so it increases projectiles.
yeah,
Steel trap fully
but
locks movement again.
yeah,
I
which
also noticed you can throw it farther for little to no, which kind of threw
yeah,
me off. It's like, oh, I launched it and it went like 5 meters.
he's really good. The Junkrat is really really good.
They buffed the fuck out of Symmetra, but she still sucks ass.
Symmetra is really bad, really bad.
I want them to buff Doomfist. I don't like saying it, but I want them to buff him.
The only
Please,
thing,
please buff Doomfist.
the only thing that I could see him really buffing Doomfist is maybe just his primary fire, but that's really about it.
Here's something I would like for them to buff. Constructive criticism to buff. I want them to make it so that when I punch a target, they get sent into a wall. I'm okay with that. But the second thing I want them to do is, if not slow them, I want them to make it so that when he does a seismic slam, similar to Ball, he gains shield. He gains shield
He
from it. From
he already
everyone.
does that,
Well,
right?
I know, but I want him to gain a certain amount of shield for everyone caught in his seismic slam, similar to Ball's ability.
Oh, I see. I see what you mean. That's so. All right. About that, I feel like that might be a little bit. Well, that will definitely make him tankier.
Or, or, here's my other option. Instead of an indirect buff to damage, well, a direct buff to damage would just be better. But if they can't do that, then buff his other ability of his block ability. Buff his block ability to make it so that when you block damage, it charges up your fist by say there's like a gauge on it by like 25% for like when the gauge is filled up. Like the more it's charged up, the faster your abilities like they decrease the time in your abilities.
Hmm.
Because right now it only increases the damage, so I'll be blocking damage, and then I'll go to charge up, but I take so long to charge up that they kill me.
Yeah, but I do love that if you use power block, you immediately get back your fist. It's amazing.
What I want them to do instead is to, when you use power block, increase your damage for a short time and decrease your cooldowns by 2 seconds.
Yeah.
So after you use power block, whatever your cooldowns were for 2 seconds, they're down. Only if it gets charged up, though. If you just used it and it's nothing, then it does nothing. And it gives you a damage boost. I'd like that.
Yep. Exactly. I think that idea is worth it.
Next up, Hanzo.
Anto is pretty good. The only thing that I really don't like is his storm arrow. You have to angle it to where he gets the hits a shot
You gotta
basically.
lead your shots.
Yeah,
Genji sucks.
I
Genji sucks.
Genji is pretty bad. Yes,
Genji was pretty bad before, but Genji sucks now. Echo, she's not great either.
especially with her nerf of like if you duplicate a tank, she doesn't have the same health as the tank.
Now, Doomfist. Again, we just discussed Doomfist. Diva. She's too strong.
Because
Way too strong. Her ultimate, no, her ultimate is too strong. Her normal ability, and she's just kind of meh.
she's just a fly. Like you can swat her away and don't even
She's
have to
a
worry about
glass
her.
cannon, I'll say that.
Yeah, there we go. There we go.
Next up, Brigitte. Pretty good. Brigitte does so much better than Anna and Mercy.
She is definitely she's in the middle for me.
Bastion is amazing.
Bastion is overpowered.
He's so great. He replaces Soldier so well.
You you can
You
rocket
have
jump with the
you
grenade.
you have well, I knew that, but you as like a Bastion, you have your turret mode, which decreases your damage but does increase your ammo. It's like overall, Bastion is just better than Soldier now.
I also do love his new ultimate. It's so it's way better than his old ultimate.
Baptiste is meh.
He's in the middle. He's definitely
Ash
in the middle.
Ash is overpowered.
Yeah.
Ana sucks ass.
Yeah.
Mei is pretty good. Um, who am I forgetting here? Farah.
Farrah's in a good spot.
What about Junker Queen?
Uh, like I said earlier, I feel like Joker Queen definitely needs, one to close that gap and a little bit more damage. She just she's not she's good, but she's also bad.
Now, next up is our talk on Overwatch 1. The last 2 months that Overwatch 1 will exist. The rest of July, then the rest of August and September. So all of August and September, July has 2 weeks left. So 2 months and 2 weeks. How do you feel? The last 2 months of Overwatch 1.
Um, I'm actually pretty sad because, I've been playing this game for 4 years, almost 5 years. Um, it's sad to see Overwatch 1 go away, but I feel like what they should have done was, you know, put all of the buffs that they were giving to Overwatch 2 in to Overwatch 1, and then after that, just don't try to do anything with Overwatch 1, like, the patch notes and everything.
I just
It's
I would
sad to
just
see.
I would just prefer if they kept Overwatch 1 as it is and give Overwatch 2 what it is. If they
Yeah,
if they kept the servers up for 1 but didn't give it any support and
exactly. Like, that's fine. I would be fine with that. But completely having it just wiped away like it never existed is pretty sad.
yeah, I can agree. It's not great.
Um, what about maps? How do you feel about? Have you played Parisia?
Have I what?
Have you played Parisia?
You mean all the new maps and lighting stuff?
Yeah. Yeah, well, like, just yeah, the just all the maps. Like, how do you? What's your opinion on it?
Good. I enjoy all the maps. I like all the lighting that all maps have. I think it's fantastic.
I feel like they should do a
I talked to Little One about this before, but I think having the original maps and the new maps, but give them a night and day system.
That's what
So,
exactly what I was just
so
thinking,
like I was
right?
thinking, like you play Route 66 and it's night, and then the next time you play Route 66, it's day. It's aesthetic
Yeah,
changes, not map changes.
yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Or what you can do is make just have all the maps in where it's like um where it's like legacy Route 66. It's like Route 66 morning, and it's the Overwatch 1 map, and it's Route 66 night, the Overwatch 2 map.
Yeah,
There's the changes in Overwatch 2 at night, and in the morning, it's just the normal map. I feel that would, because while some of the maps are improved, some of them are barely improved with minor tweaks here and there.
yeah.
So I feel it would just it makes some it wouldn't add a lot, but it would add some nicety to
It though that would be a great change.
it. Also, fucking put all the skins over. Only like a fourth of the skin. Only 1/4 of the skins are in Overwatch 2.
I'm actually really waiting until Overwatch League makes the Classic 2 version of the Overwatch 2 skins. I might have said that wrong.
I mean the classic versions of the Overwatch 2 skins.
Yeah, yeah, there we go. I'm waiting until that comes out because I really feel like those are going to be the most beautiful skins.
Well, any other thoughts we have?
Well,
Any other conversations you want to have? We're in the
no,
we're in the pre-ramble now, so if you want to talk about anything, we can.
What do you think is meta?
What do I think is meta?
Yeah,
I think for me, for Overwatch 2 or 1,
Overwatch 2.
meta, role queue meta, I think is Reinhardt, Sigma, Monkey, or Diva is your tank. For your DPS is Ash, Reaper, Sombra, Junkrat, and Tracer and Torb. And for supports is Zen, Lucio, Moira, and that's it.
Hmm.
In terms of
Oh,
the most meta team for, like, say, open queue, open queue, I think would be Rhine, Junker Queen, Sojourn, Zenyatta, Moira, or
oh,
Zenyatta Brig.
for me, for role kill, I'm thinking, Junker Queen. I'm gonna do at least one. I'd say Junker Queen, um, Tracer, or Sojourn, Reaper, Lucio, Mercy. I've seen those a lot recently. Uh, the other twist onto it would be, instead of the
Now for
Mercy,
open queue.
the open queue. I'm probably going to go back to the good old goats, but with like two tanks.
Goach isn't that great in open queue right now.
Um,
There's just not enough healing.
let's see. I was
Oh,
thinking
oh,
two tank.
I saw one comp that I think is gonna really do well.
What would that be?
It's Junker Queen, Mercy, Lucio, Zen, and a Sojourn.
Yeah, I'm waiting until everybody just starts picking that up.
Mercy pockets the Junker Queen. Lucio stays with Sojourn and Junker Queen, and Zenyatta stays in the back and picks people off.
Yeah, well, then that's really, it's just a really good comp right there.
I'd say the now there is another comp I've seen called Glass Cannon comp, and that is Roadhog, Reaper. So it's Roadhog, Diva, Reaper, Sombra, and Zenyatta.
Wow, I could see me having trouble against that comp.
It's called the Glass Cannon comp, where it does so much fucking damage, and it's meant to force you to trickle. It's meant to force you to trickle and keep getting the kills, so you can never regroup.
That is
But
disgusting.
if you get one pick, it's done. It's done.
Everything goes back to, oh boy, I'm gonna have to test that out.
The idea is that Diva bombs up front, and then Hog hooks whatever tank they have as the bomb is just about to go off.
I would definitely have an issue with that.
So the idea is they go to bomb, they just toss it a little bit, Hog hooks somebody from pretty far back, and then either like Sombra hacks them so they can't get away, and the bomb will take them out guaranteed, so they're down a tank, and then the Reaper goes to finish people off.
Mm.
It's so
That
brutal.
is American.
I've seen a really annoying defensive comp in roll queue with Torb, Bastion, uh, Baptiste, Zenyatta, and what is the other one? Monkey. So fucking annoying. Monkey would dive in, Bastion would cover one flank, Torb covers the other flank. Monkey tickles you and pushes you back or makes you come to him. Bastion picks you off and the Torb whittles you down.
How long is this cooldown on his barrier now?
Same as Overwatch 1.
It's the same? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
It just has more health. Well, I think we've covered everything we wanted to cover. Well, thank
Oh,
you
well,
everyone for tuning into Overtalk. If all things go right and Casper will open it, you'll see him back again for another episode. But thank you for joining me, Casper.
it was a pleasure.
But goodbye, everyone.
Bye.